Please like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on these daily updates. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about Bitcoin dominance and how the percentage of the Bitcoin dominance, which is known as the entire cryptocurrency market capitalization held by Bitcoin, how it's calculated and how that market capitalization affects the altcoins. Because when dominance goes into Bitcoin, that means the money flows into Bitcoin's market cap, and the altcoins don't perform as well. However, when Bitcoin dominance goes down or lowers, that means more money is flowing into the altcoins. So we're going to look at altcoins, how this affects everything. And Bitcoin dominance is the percentage of the entire cryptocurrency market capitalization held by Bitcoin. It's calculated by dividing the market cap of Bitcoin by the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies, right? So it's a little measurement of both. Now, what happens to Bitcoin dominance if it goes up? A rise in Bitcoin dominance usually indicates the market is more defensive and cautious, with investors taking less risk. During the periods when Bitcoin dominance is generally up, it's more stable. So Bitcoin is where the money's going, it's more stable, and the price of altcoins are under pressure, so they will drop. And I'm going to kind of go over that. And the whole idea of this video is to kind of show you guys, when to get in and out of the altcoins, when to start, when they start pumping. So let's look at, also I'm going to look at what they call a total 3. This is the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin, right? And Ethereum. Now, I'm also going to use the one with Ethereum, but it doesn't really matter. Everything other than Bitcoin is an altcoin. And so essentially this represents the combined market value of all the altcoins. So we're going to look at that. The two largest cryptocurrencies by market cap usually find this data visualized in a chart, platforms like TradingView, which I'm going to show you. Just show you where I feel like, based on previous cycles, where the altcoins are going to go versus Bitcoin. So this is the chart that I brought up the last time in the last video with the pi cycle highs and lows. And we're going to go back to the previous halving cycle. This was the year after the May 11, 2020 cycle. So remember, about 1 to 1.5 years, 300 to 500 days later is when we talked about the cycle high for Bitcoin is in. So we're only looking at the last cycle high previous to this one. So, again, we already went through another halving here on April 4th. You can watch my other video where I explain where I think Bitcoin is going to go to this 200K level in that red zone. So if you haven't watched the other videos, go back and watch my other videos, especially on the pi cycle. Okay, so with that being said, what am I showing here in this chart? I'm showing the dates around October, September really to December, October and December of 2021. And we're going to show where the altcoins were when Bitcoin was at its highest, right? And where the dominance was. So how dominant was Bitcoin? So Bitcoin in this area, we could see hit its all-time high in 21. And that was, in the upper 60s, 68,000 or something like that. Now, where were the altcoins and where was the dominance? So first, let's look at the Bitcoin dominance. So at this point in time, right, Bitcoin dominance dropped. What does that mean? It dropped here. You can see this chart. It's a pretty simple chart to follow. Bitcoin dominance was really high here in the 70s. It dropped to the 40s over here. And this is during the time of September through, January, let's say, right? Of 2021 into the first month or 2022, January 22. So this is where it was at its first lowest, right? This is where Bitcoin was at its highest, right? Over here in this bubble over here, I got over here, or this little blue box. And at the same time, the dominance dropped. So I hope that makes sense. Rewind the video or actually call me, talk to me if you want to know a little bit more about this and how it works. But this is basically what we're looking at. Now, let's also look at where the total market cap, now this is going to a chart. Okay, so this was Bitcoin dominance, so follow me. I know a lot of these charts are new to a lot of you guys. This is the dominance of Bitcoin in percentages. This is not the Bitcoin price chart, right? This is the Bitcoin price chart, right? This is the dominance of Bitcoin at the time And this is the dominance or the total market cap of all the altcoins. Now, right now, we're currently, if you want to see, we're right here, right? And this is in the trillions. So the dominance of the market cap has nearly exceeded the all-time high of 1.7 trillion. So right now it's at 1.56 trillion. It went up, it went down. And the reason why this is going down is Bitcoin dominance has went up, right? Bitcoin dominance is starting to go back up again. So that's why the total three, or the market cap of the altcoins, is going it's going down with it, right? So as Bitcoin dominance goes up, the altcoin market goes down. So I hope that makes sense. Now, what we're looking at is this area here, because we're going to compare previous price based on the time frames of when, again, Bitcoin was at its high after the cycle. Remember, we're looking at the 4-year cycles. Bitcoin dominance was at its low, right? And the total market of altcoins was at its high. Now, again, if you want to know where the altcoins are going, these are the main factors you want to look at so you can kind of get the highs of the market. So, you should be entering the market right now because dominance is going to continue to rise. I'm expecting it to go much higher than where it is right now. Matter of fact, we could do a little bit of the Fibonacci extension. Let me add the Fib tool here. And if I just take this swing high to the swing low here of the market cap, we could look even conservatively right here, end it over here. We could see that the market cap will probably go, much, much higher, right? We're looking at, let's just take it from this last swing low here. Market cap could probably go from where it is right now, 1.5 billion or trillion, I'm sorry, to about 2.3 trillion, right? So I'm thinking it's going to go to at least 2 trillion. When this happens, this is probably when we're going to start getting out of the altcoins because the market cap is going to be so high. And when is that going to be? Well, I'm going to kind of go over the last cycle, and then we can kind of determine, what dates. These dates can change because we're looking at previous cycles. Past performance don't really correlate 100% with future performance. I kind of feel like we're going to be around the same time in this cycle. Now let's look at, again, we have Bitcoin price over here, and we have Bitcoin dominance. This is all the same time frame, and the total three, all between 2021 of September and it looks like over here in this blue box, the last high of the market cap here was somewhere around December. So we're going to look at those dates, right? All right, so let's look at the historical snapshots of September through December, right? So we're going to look at September. Let's just look at the price of Bitcoin first. We're going to look at it. It's 52,000. This is a historical snapshot of when these prices were actually live. Now we're looking at Bitcoin the next month of October. It was around 61,000, and then look at November. It dropped to under 60K. Now we noticed as a lot of times Bitcoin hits its high, and then the market cap of Bitcoin drops, the dominance drops, right? So when the dominance drops, which we see in here, right? It started dropping into December. We see the prices of the altcoins jump as well. So when Bitcoin starts to kind of level out or even go down a little bit, you're going to notice some of these altcoins were higher. And how do you know that? Let's go back here in September. Let's just look at Ethereum was 3,900. We jumped to the next month, it went up to 4K. And as Bitcoin went up, it went down, it actually jumped even higher. So if you look at, you could see this by going from October, Ethereum over here is highlighted in red, was 4,087. The next month, it went up a couple $100, right? And I think Binance Coin too. Look at Binance Coin. It was in October, right? Bitcoin was 60K at its high. Binance Coin was $4.76. That's highlighted in yellow here. And then the next month, Bitcoin dropped in price, but the money flowed into Binance Coin, it flowed into Ethereum and some other ones. Now, this doesn't happen for all the coins, right? If we go back here and let's look at Solana was 202, XRP was $1.08. The next month, Solana went down a little bit from, let's see, it was 202, went down to 200. I think even more Cardano. Let's look at Cardano, 212, and it went down to $1.59. So sometimes they don't correlate. Some of these altcoins will run or front run the market, and other ones will just wait or have peaked at other times. So this is not a perfect strategy, but it's about an idea or a ballpark idea of time frames of when to get out of these altcoins, because you're never going to find the top. I've talked about that a lot. You're never going to find the ultimate top of every market. You're never going to find the ultimate bottom. But if you dollar cost average, which is called DCAing, which I'm going to do in a whole separate video, I think you'll understand, that you could actually do pretty good with having some type of a strategy, because you can't go into these markets without a strategy. You will lose, you will wait, and the markets will dump on you, and you won't take your profits. And that's just the mistakes that everybody I've known, including myself, have made in the past. But we're not going to do it anymore. So let's look at Bitcoin going into, I think, the December. So Bitcoin dropped, and so some of the altcoins dropped as well. But you could see that Bitcoin dropped quite a bit, and the altcoins started to cool off. So we'll look over here again. November, Bitcoin was at 5,700. Ethereum was at 4,200. Binance was at 611. Bitcoin dropped 4,800. The next month of December, Ethereum went down to 4,000, and Binance Coin went down to 528. And then as you go into January, they pretty much started dropping even more. So, I mean, it's not a perfect system. You could definitely, some of them will hold out, but I believe the best time to get in and out of these is at the end of the market cycle, which I believe is going to be, like I said in my other video, probably somewhere between September, October, maybe November and December, but we're going to dollar cost average. So you're never going to go all in and out of a coin. That's another video I like to do. But I hope this kind of makes a little bit of a sense on how the flow of money goes in and out of Bitcoin and the altcoins, with the dominance, with the market capitalizations, and hope it gives you an idea of when to get out. But I'll go into dollar cost averaging in the next video, and I think that'll make a little more sense on giving you a kind of a strategy. All right, guys, I hope you like this. I'm going to sign off, and I'll shoot another video on DCA.